they do checks on you, they also do ICE checks on you. So he was not even processed for the fact of and those are usually misdemeanor charges and traffic charges as far as not having your seatbelt on. So if you really think about the context of what has occurred, there was something already there.
Was he on probation, Marsha? Because that me want to ask. Because me hear something about pending
I cannot
grave
say
charges.
or not. I would have to look. I like to be responsible with my speech, but Mr. Smith would not be having an altercation with an officer to extend to them doing a full check on him till he's hand over to ICE if there wasn't a detainer already there.
Okay, so earlier me hear something about pending grave charge.
Yeah.
Did I hear right? Or?
Yeah, I did hear that. So I did want to ask a question. If Devabratt even actually really come to America and have a rape charge, because
that's
we never
the landscape of how people feel about you know I say how people feel about the whole thing or about you know like that emotional plea, you know, that we'd have fair where I say, oh, that, you know, yeah, man, we need to go out and try to do our things to the arts. Now, if we hear about that pending grave charge and all them things,
yes, a totally different thing.
It kind of change how people feel.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, maybe people is just saying what they don't know. You understand me? Because we don't see that on the article about any pending grave charge or anything. It's about seat belting. You understand me? That's what I saw.
No, but listen, what I try to explain to you is that if this is something that was there already, not that.
I heard it. Oh. But I never heard about Devabratt have a charge like that in America.
Okay, I just found an article here from our own Gleaner in regards to this gentleman. And I'm going to read it to you. A warrant have been issued for the arrest of the embattled Jamaican dancehall DJ Devabratt in the Palm Beach County Courthouse in West Palm Beach, Florida. Devabratt, who was scheduled to answer yesterday to charges of driving without a valid license, did not appear in court. An open warrant was issued, was supposed to be appeared in court at 9 a.m. Monday, according to a court autonomy, told Jamaica Observer. He was arrested and given no bond. The worker continued effort was to contact the DJ for a court-appointed attorney. And the article goes on and on. But and then it also talks about him. In April, the entertainer had battery case in Boca Raton, Florida, thrown out due to an uncooperative victim. Batteries intentional unpermitted actual causing harm or offense to a person. So there is a lot of different things that we can look through different court records now by going through articles. That's what a forensic social worker would do and find out more information. But there is a shady past with this person.
But Devabratt have a lot of different things that he been going through with, because none of we never ever check them somewhere.
And this was written
I want to ask, how long he came here on an artist visa, right? A work permit visa, right? How long you get that work permit visa? How long do you think you overstay in state?
I can't answer those questions. Those are all deep dive. But the good thing is that by me just being here and just searching, I found different counties to go and check their court records. And then I'll report back to Kevin probably tomorrow on this, because this is an extensive search. Because I got to put his name in. I got to find out what he was charged with by the officer, what he pleads to, and then put his name in. And there's a lot of Sheldon Smith out there. And that's the reason why I wanted to get some type of county, some type of jurisdiction. So it kind of made me not be a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there, just by this alone, these are all offenses for moral turpitude. Just by that, by 2015. So this is not one occurrence. This is not two occurrences. These are multiple occurrences over the years.
That's what I'm saying. That sounds very obvious. Like, I don't understand. The little short time he came here and with so much in the country.
Yeah.
Well, Florida is a bad state, you know.
And Florida is directly working with Homeland Security. If they stop you, they might say you have a broken tail light. Once they run your name, it's an ICE agent next.
Yeah.
And for those of the people that live in Florida need to know that it is more serious than New York.
Father Raleigh, are you abuse of Father Raleigh? Seriously?
I mean, I think him knows that.
Mute him, man. Mute him.
All right, so one thing I said, Chyld,
Yeah.
I'm going to make this clear to people. So an artist visa, an artist work visa can last for a very long time. And it also, you also have the ability to extend it.
Yes,
So,
it's indefinite as long as you continue to create your craft. However, just because you want a visa and or H1, H2 or artist visa, or even on an unconditional green card, unconditional 2-year green card, or even your green card, it does not give you the green light to be a menace to society.
Exactly.
I don't even say it's safe because even some citizens still right now under scrutiny, right?
No, but what y'all say?
Really want to be in the man as a menace to society.
Well, if you keep on being arrested,
look at the chart. Look at the
story, bro.
Sir, with all due respect, I would not take away my statement because in the court of the law, the court looks at the grounds in which you are re-citizen. You are keep on doing something. And the more you keep doing something, whether it's because of whatever reason you are thinking in your head, whatever reason you're thinking in your head, the court is not going to look at that. The law is not going to look at that. What the law is going to look at that you are a repeat offender.
True.
It may not be something we want to acknowledge or even think of as one of our own in the music industry, but it's like me who decided to come here and paint one picture left and paint one picture right. It doesn't matter. What matters is what happens in the court of law.
That
the
is
problem
true.
that I find is that every article that he goes into, he's always asking for a public defender, and that's where he gets screwed.
So guess what? Basically, we're out here reading an article, and
I understand what you're saying.
So
I'm saying to you that, but I'm saying to you, me, okay? I am not going to play. I'm not going to use the term menace to a society when I'm saying to you that I don't know the other half and there are two sides to the story. However, what you were saying is actually factual as far as the law. They have the final say. I'm not going to argue with you over that. But I'm saying I can't just paint a picture and say that someone is if I don't know what's going on. All right?
She did not say that he is a menace to society. She's saying the law will say that.
Exactly.
The law will say that.
Yeah, it's not a personal.
It's not what she personally saying.
Yeah,
exactly.
It's actually a legal determination based upon all of the
If you have so much track record of doing fuckery, what you don't think they're going to call you a menace to society? That's a back and forth.
Well,
Too much back and forth, bro.
Okay. Don't talk.
I'm getting locked up back to back, and when I go to jail, the judge himself are going to look at me and throw the book at me at one point. You are a menace to society.
yeah, on this stage of our America,
I'm not a
right
flight
now.
risk. And when I'm going through immigration, they took my passport and said I'm a flight risk in court. I know I'm not a flight risk.
But what I can't understand, Devabratt just go to Jamaica the other day and come back.
But that's what I said. Trump just took over and changed a lot of law within the little time he's in.
July 1st, a whole lot of things change, and then this.
Brother, Trump said if you go shit right now and I wipe your body, you know, you got jail, you know.
Pretty much. I wouldn't say to the extent of the wife,
Man,
but
just
yeah.
get up with every day and get up with a new law. The man just got to have health insurance. You ever see a like that? The man
Sir,
just got to have health
in what
insurance.
state, not all of, not all, because they can't just,
State. It affects
No,
every
no,
state.
no,
The
no,
big,
no, no,
beautiful bill.
you can't.
All right, go on and look up the big, beautiful bill.
It's not every state in America.
Hold on, brother. Go and look up the big, beautiful bill and where it affects.
Okay.
Once it comes from Congress, it affects every state. And the big, beautiful bill is
No, sweetie, because believe you me.
I'm
no.
telling you, Congress passed it.
I tell you, no.
Congress.
All right, my insurance will cut off, but still.
No.
No,
You're
not
not
yet.
going to see a
Not
direct
yet.
effect
Yeah.
yet.
Not
Because
yet.
it's still being trickled down.
Yeah,
But
not
in
yet.
all honesty, the big, beautiful bill has been
Passed.
signed by the 47th president and also passed by Congress. So it is going to affect a lot of areas in which everyday healthcare cuts. Could be that you need a specialty. You got to go to 5 doctors before an insurance company pays for it.
Insurance fees hikes.
Unfortunately, children are going to be denied cancer treatment more often.
That's what you see it. That's why we follow up some people who can't say comment section and say a different thing. Everybody has their own opinion about the
And
world.
it's not that one specific state can block what is mandated. What people have to understand is this, just for a little context. The Medicare and the Medicaid system are not run by states.
It's federal.
They are run by federal entity who trickles down money to AKA Maryland, in regards to the person in the comments, AKA Marsha Mitchell, who lives in Connecticut. Each state gets a disbursement of money for our Medicaid, rather. Sorry, I have asthma. Medicaid, and those are subsidies, healthcare. And the big, beautiful bill has put some restrictions on that. Maryland what states can do is like what Connecticut has done with the birth rights. They can sue in court to block certain things. But until that is done, a state can't say that they're not going to follow it. Because what's going to end up happening, host, if a state says they're not going to follow it? Okay, we'll take away all your transportation dollars. Okay, we'll take away all of your dollars for policing. We'll take away all your dollars for health care. So a state just can't just get up and say they're not going to follow something. For example, the birthright, 28 states sued, and those 28 states officially, any children born in those 28 states are considered American. But the other states,
like Georgia,
left for discussion. They are no man in the United States until a hearing is done in the Supreme Court. It's right now they have a motion of stay, and those are the things that we have to be responsible with our speech, like persons like myself and others who come and try to explain to persons that not everything you see and hear is always the case. So if your state wasn't a part of the 28, as of July 1st, when a baby is born to an undocumented person, a social security card is not going to be issued. A birth certificate will not be issued until the Supreme Court renders a decision.
And what date you say? Did you have a data for that?
What happened?
Do you say a data for that? You have a data for that?
What do you mean a data? It is I passed the law.
It's an
And then our state, New York, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, all of the I-95 court are taken to court.
Yeah, they sued, but Georgia is not on the list. So because Georgia is a red state.
Yes, so all the red states are going to basically not give these children, not to get off of Mr. Smith's topic, not to give these children a birth certificate, not give these children a rightful social security number.
That's why I asked you if you have a mandate when it starts, or it starts already.
July 1st.
Yeah, one time the Supreme Court,
Okay, that's what I'm asking. That's what I'm asking because I just got a new baby and the first, and the quick me ever get one social security for my son.
No, but you probably different. All right. So the law state, right? Basically, if one of the parents then is not a legal permanent resident or a U.S. citizen, if both of the parent or if she's a single mother, and basically you know in a status, then that child don't automatically get birthright.
Correct.
Shit no more. You understand? So
28 states, 28 states took this administration to court, and they've had a huge victory in a motion where their argument is going to be heard. So those states where children are born, those children will be rendered a social security and a birth certificate, regardless of the parent's status.
You see, people need to understand when Trump says something, like these things, it's a lot behind it. So now if we go in and read up on them, stop just take one thing and just be like, damn, him say him not get passport no more. Or him say him not go get birth paper no more to kids. Go read into it.
Yeah, man.
And see what me, and see what
Find
who
out
is
if it's
eligible and who is not eligible.
But to be honest with you, Jim, we are all eligible underneath the 14th Amendment on the conversation.
But Trump will change it. Trump can't do this and Trump can't do that. Trump is doing so much that he's not supposed to do illegally, but it's going through.
It's when me heard the whole argument about the birthright citizenship, I was like, oh my God, here we go. Because we just see the playbook here, you know, we see it in the beginning of the first term. And we hear some of the speeches and some of the things that are going on. I view this as Trump's revenge, right? So you look on the thing and see the people, the immigrant community is the one that's paying for most of this thing too. Because when you look on all of the increases in the prices for the immigration business, a lot of that has been increased. But that's something today out of Jamaica where it said the US visa are now $250.
But Jim,
$150 or something like that, yeah.
You remember how him say him go do away with tax, you know, with people who pay tax in America. Did he do away with that tax yet?
No, so that has been that's been a far right cry for a very, very long time. So we used to listen to the far right meetings about abolishing the IRS, right? So slowly that's been a idea where people would like to see that come in for a very, very, very long time. The thing what me never overstand up until now is the implementation of Doge, Elon Musk. Understand? Because the thing said there was some deep and nefarious kind of thing going on behind that. But now I really see and we really understand where all these tax cuts, who's paying for what, which part of the money I come from. And if we look, we see that the money I come from, a lot of the money I come from immigration. Cause think about the asylum thing, right? Because what a lot of people understand, America is fueled by immigration. Cheap labor, our thing that. You understand? Slavery, our thing that, right? You know, one of them things. Now, the things when they must say, yo, I get rid of immigration, bro, foolishness. Immigration generates too much money in our country. So when you look on all these bills and all these tax cuts for the uber rich, 1% and everybody else, which part all them things that come from, you're going to see large increases in a certain areas like immigration, you know, like some of the Medicaid fraud, where they did not cry, I say, able-bodied people who go out and work and all these things. You know, like, bro, that's less than 10%. That's less than 10% of the people that are up on Medicaid. Because I'm looking for the fraud so much and you can barely find it, bro. Like, when me used to work on New York, EMS me used to do on New York. And some of the people when me pick up with them on Medicaid, bro, you know, some of them all said me, I said, yo, all the people that are on Medicaid. I mean, could I barely afford insurance? I mean, I talk about 20 years ago.
All right. That's
You
true.
understand? So, bro, like, when
Brother,
you open the eyes
you
and
ever
see what
you
real
ever
about.
pull up in a project yet and see them and come out with some of the sickest car in a project they live in?
All right, bro. Alright. Better tell my wife, say.
I'm here, man. You want to see someone that drive Bentley car project?
Yeah, man.
Big man.
People used to have bumper guards and them things upon them car because you know parallel parking and
Yeah, man.
but back up in your car and scratch it up. I said that to her the other day. I mean, I laughed to myself. I mean, I say, yo, 20 years, 20 years, I go to New York and I sell. Them things that probably all changed all in New York because most cars now have a backup camera. You know
yeah,
what I
man.
mean? So, like,
the backup camera make people lick your car or people who don't know if you drive.
all right.
You can't have the camera, you still lick a man car.
Oh, that's
Give me. Every day I go up on the road, people beg me. I'm going to say something to you. I see a man who looks stronger than me, even maybe younger than me. And he might ask me for $1 or $2. And I said to him, you're American, right? He said, yes. I said, do you have a social security? He said, yes. So I said to him, you know much people in the world are in America right now dying for a social security so they could have a job. And you're here sitting down, begging me $1, wasting your time. A big, strong man like you. See? I'm going to tell you about American, you know.
You know,
Me tell you know me come America, bro, and come see. Are the most laziest set of motherfucking people that Kevin.
Bro, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. Hey, me used to think so when we live in New York. So when I come down here to the south, it's a different thing. So you can't really generalize when you make a statement like that.
Because it's what I see. Don't tell me I can't say that. It's what I see, bro. It's what I see, bro.
Don't focus on the cat word, bro. Because I'm not tell you what to do.
Yeah, it's facts I'm talking. It's reality.
It's all right. So within this place here, you find a lot of appearance what they do in America is, and this is young black American woman,
Young girl.
that
We know what Kevin not going to do.
get
Right now.
and them live off of the system. Them go on the child, them go on the EBT, them go on the
Support.
them get the free apartment. That's always the game plan. And that's always the game plan for young black girls. So from an early age, them ready to get pregnant because them know so them can't go get the EBT card. Them watch them sister do it or them mother do it, and them get them free apartment.
And drop the father through court, and the father actually taking care of the child.
You see?
What's
So
father, bro?
therefore, you find a lot of young black women, single parent, raising their kid on their own because they're in court with that baby father. And why would they in the court? Because they're on welfare. And if you're on welfare automatically drag that father to court, even when you don't want to drive.
Yeah, and when you don't want to.
Because you are getting help from the system. As long as you are getting help from the system, they are putting somebody to give them back their money.
Believe me, bro. When the baby mother don't want to say, yo, guess what? I'm not carrying my baby father to court. They must force them.
She have to go. If she don't go, then she can't get the thing, the help.
Yeah.
And the only thing some of them use, a lot of them use. So a lot of these babies have no father because they must tell them, say them they was great.
Yes.
Great, they give their kid their
have a last name, and them have a name for the baby.
No, they give them kid for them last name.
For them last, yes.
They do all of this.
All right, so here's some numbers. All right, so we are talking about black people and welfare, right? And we are talking about these things that affect the black community. My overall problem with that when we speak like that is that we think I will own it as black people. I will feel like black people are the face of welfare and these things, which is what the government tries to do most of the time. Because when they talk about say Keisha of Tree Baby Daddy and Ray Ray.
Tap up the screen, my people. Tap up the screen.
On the thing, right? You know, say 23% are all black people on welfare versus 43% of white and 26% Hispanic, right? No, this is a systematic problem what we have as black people because black people here in America and sometimes we as the outsiders, black Africans from from other places tend to be a little bit harsh because we come from we know so much opportunities are rare, right? So we look upon them and we say, boy, we look down upon them. But if you really actually and truly look upon it, Jamaicans, we fought for our freedom. We kick out now for the white people them. So even though them still implement and them still leave a lot of the slavery thing behind, we still have a lot more freedom than the white Americans. Because the white Americans, them still America is still predominantly white.
Jimmy.
I never something to you, Jim. Do you know that in America right now, white people live on human service more than black people?
What do you mean when you're saying human service? Yeah, talk about in healthcare?
Yeah, the healthcare.
Okay, so more white people depend on
yes.
When
they check the other day, when Donald Trump want to cut off food stamp or everything on them, sister, is more white people are benefit from this. They thought it was the black people was benefit from all of this. It's more white people. More than black.
Listen. I did a video yesterday that I asked a question if it's me or my wild thinking. Why, since this mass deportation, I have not seen that man with the little top on his head getting deported? Am I the only one that's seen this?
Say the last part.
The man with a little twist come down here and a little thing on his head. We don't want to call it out.
Yeah, man. You know what you're talking.
Why have not yet we see none of them get them door kicked done? We not see them I get in a handcuff. We not see them I go for them pitney from school, and they have a large amount of them that is also illegal.
No, well, me not think that them illegal, All right, so
hello.
All right, so think about that state then. Hold on then. Think about that state and think about who created that state.
Brother, not because you listen. In a New York State, they are very powerful.
Yeah.
So that don't mean they are not legal. They are illegal. Don't put it there.
Bro, and then me I talk about me and when we used to go up in some house. You know them house in a bed and certain place, right? When we used to go up in them place and see, I say, yo, all the people at the fun, ray. Them have a fun check.
General. All right, so most of them, for them, pitney them, they are, and the parents them go get the welfare. The father own building, and the father live in a welfare house.
Buildings.
but what they give them in quiet neighborhood. They give them house. They don't give them buildings like how they would give the black people. They give them house.
How much of them here are fight war in gang-related activities?
Brother, you know see them pitney go army. Them pitney go army.
But them not get but them name not them same people that you're talking about. Them not get mentioned every day like the rest of people.
No,
them live quietly, pow. You know the film thing.
General,
all of them things
you happen.
A distraction, bro.
You happen. They form a community where them don't deal with police. Them have them own police. Them don't deal with the doctor. Them have them own doctor. Them don't deal with the public school. They have them own school.
They're smart. Them smart.
Kevin, I'm gonna say something to you. You have a place in Philadelphia here where they call it Puerto Rican. That's the Puerto Rican there. You can't go, no police no go there, so I don't know why. You hear me I tell you? It's the Spanish speak right there, so nobody speak English. It's when you go in there and look on the wall, you know see nothing spelling in English. In America,
Look Puerto Rico.
Yeah. You hear me I tell you? They have a place for themselves like a big Puerto Rico. There is no English writing and no business place or the sign them. But there's no different, totally different.
But even the Asians of Chinatown don't.
Emergency.
I mean, there's a Chinatown everywhere, and there's a little
That
Mexico.
may I tell you about
There's a
this.
little
Okay, we have a flood warning. You get it, Kevin? We get a flood warning right now in Philly.
People like Kevin attack boys, them people they not get themselves involved in a no farmer, nefarious activity. So them always are under the government radar.
Hold on,
But
brother.
you have to understand.
Bro, they're
You
not
see,
under the radar.
Hold on. Them getting a trouble, you know. But for them thing always under the radar. They
Yeah,
put them
so
under
that
the
may I tell
radar.
you, them you know hear them in a year say 5 drive-by shooting go on with them type of people.
Bro, them things, yeah.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you, say them go on with themselves, my you. Them depend the drugs. Them.
Oh, you always have the rogue one, them, you know. You have the rogue one.
Those people Kevin attack, they are very aggressive people.
Yes.
Yeah, but them are the
The other
rogue
day,
one, them, you know,
all right. There was something trending on the internet the other day on TikTok here. That a man was in his wheelchair, and then flip him out time wheelchair right in front of the gate.
Yes, I see that video.
We see that, but me I tell you, say, alright.
It and me flip one of them out of the wheelchair and
But guess what with we, you know? You see, our complexion have the reputation for be gangsters and aggressive. Them not have the reputation they on street.
No, watch it. They will stand up for their own. We now look at it and say, look at what he did to him. They would have go to the mayor, they would have gone to the highest judge and make sure that you been charged for that. We now.
Guess what? From the dawn of time, Kevin. You see, from the dawn of time, and them man they control banking. From the dawn of time.
Yo, where I live, we have a community of those people. They are some very powerful people.
They are full of.
Them man they control banking, man. Wait
Yeah,
till
man.
man. So, alright, look on the biggest, the Second World War fight. I forget out them man there, you know. And
I would say 3 summer ago, right? There was this woman, I think she was a Trini woman that working with one of them, and the man own a building. The man run construction companies, and the wife take money from the system, ride the system. That woman is the woman who bring them down. And you know that after it was on the news and everything. And not guy. Just got dead after a while. They sweep it under the rug. So when you have money in America, brother, money is power. You see right now with Puff Daddy, if Puff Daddy was any other regular black man, and the thing that he did, they would have shoved him underneath the bottom of the jail a long time. But you see them give him a chance to fight him case, and in case them is coming up acquitted. But that they have charged against him that can still live in for 20 years and watch all those charges drop.
no, but you don't know which is I'm only run the world long time.
Rich people.
I'm only run the world long time, boy.
So they have to let him out because he's not talking.
But you hear about the Abercrombie and Fitch guys, them what they get, them just like work out a deal with them, sex trafficking and all kind of other things, all kind of some nasty things. Where them should actually get convicted and go to jail for. And in April, them work out a deal with them and let them go.
Artist,
Yeah.
read the comment section, bro.
I see it.
Okay.
See.
In them place, then if them can't control any of them, just ship you away, you know. Whether they rich or not, you know. You see, through them know them can't control it. Yeah, man. Them can't
So
control
Devabratt
it. Ship you away, man.
True?
Then again,
So Devabratt, somebody said Devabratt free in a comment. True?
me go look still, me go on them page.
I know they will come to 5 more songs for Cartel.
Waste of time that. If you listen to Kevin, if you listen to what Kevin and I tell him back then, you understand? And they will take 2 months for bus. You see the problem is, Kevin, some people out there tell people say, hey, yo, Any kind of publicity is good publicity and this and this and that. And yo, Clash thing are great and this and this. That. Man, Clash against himself.
Brother,
Never say-
him waste him song them. Because you see them energy they when they have, or I see even the thing when me I laugh about, when me I say yo, him take one song where him last song when me hear him do about like the cowboy and him pop popcorn into a popcorn. You know, so if him take that art there, it was a good artwork and flip it into his own creation of life and make a cartoon out of it. And something where nobody not really do, but the craft where we use would have make it sell. But the situation man shoot off a Addy with it, nobody now have a look on it. He give a 2-day watch, I will laugh, and then it dead.
You know, artists, you know, more I said to you, Gamal is a watch your podcast, and he's a man who follow regular still, you know. I'm like, oh, you can join your podcast, you know. More I said to you.
Yeah.
Why not for the last 10 years in a dance hall? Why to the rhythm them when you start 5, 6 DJ and 7 DJ upon them? Why we not have them rhythm there again?
Ask the question then, and I ask the question then I ask why we're not seeing the big names them on flyer are doing the same shows. Not just even the rhythm. Me ask about that. Why we're not seeing the giants them on one flyer doing shows.
I choose still, we not see that again.
Yeah,
that have a lot to do with pricing and the promotion though. Because if these are
no, they make it have a lot to do with it. Because them are segregated enough of them feel like say they're bigger than to be with the next artist on a platform.
Alkaline. You know the thing that I I want to see a man say something. Movado, Cartel, and Beanie Man in them 50s. No, Movado is supposed to be in the 40s. I don't know if you reach 50s. But the old man, them are run dance hall, you know. Come here, the new youth, them not evolve. The old man, them are run dance hall, you know.
Who that?
Auntie Beanie and Cartel and Movado, them, the man, they come from 15, 20 years ago. So until new youth, them, until the evolution of dance hall, and that one, the evolution of dance hall. Come like 90s dance hall.
Remember this, brother. The movement where the new youth them depend, them not really have anything in it where it's like having a cup with just